All right, so taking a look here at number 27 and 28, these are another set of questions that are easy points on the test, just like 25 and 26. So make sure you really understand what it means when they ask you to give the domain and range of the relation. And you'll recall from class that when we're talking about domain, we're talking about the x values, and when we're talking about the range, we're talking about the y values. And so when you're asked to simply give the domain and range of the relation, like we are here in 27 and 28, all they're asking you to do is list the x and y values. And so for 27, if we're going to list the domain, that means we want to list all of the x values. And we'll go ahead and write this in set notation. And generally speaking, you want to write from smallest to largest. And so if we're taking a look here at our x values, the smallest x value I see is -7. And then we're going to have, let's see, that one's gone. So how about -1? And then we'll go to 1, and then 6. All right. And now if we're asked to list the domain, or range rather, we are asked to list the y values. And so again, we'll start with the smallest and work our way up. So I see -8, and then I see -4, and then I see 0, and then 8. All right, and that's it. That's all you have to do for listing the domain and range of a relation. Let's go ahead and take a look here at 28. Domain. All right, so x's, we're listing domain. We're going to start with the smallest, and I see -6. All right, what comes next? How about 2? All right, and then I see a 6, +6, and then an 11, and then a 12. All right, and now range, so we're going to be listing the y values. So let's see, smallest y value I see -8, right? And then I'm going to see -6, and how about -3? All right, -2, all right, and then +1. All right, let's say, for example, that the domain repeated itself. Like instead, let's see, we'll just give an example here. We had 1, 8, 1, 6. How about 2, 3, and then 3, I don't know, 7. For this particular relation, you'll see that the domain, again, we're still listing all the x values from smallest to largest, but because the x value here repeats itself, we don't have to write it twice. As long as you've written it once, you've got that x value covered. So you don't have to list 1, 1, 2, 3. You could, but it's kind of uncustomary, right? As soon as you list it once, you've got it covered. So oops, we can go ahead and go back, erase it, and then since we have it listed once, that takes care of both entries. And then we can go to 2, and then 3, and then we are finished. And same thing applies for the range. If the range value repeats itself, you don't have to write it twice or 3 times or however many times it appears. As long as you've got it covered once, then you've got it covered for all entries. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the next set of problems.